I think for me the UTC is a really great example of how construction industry has got involved in social values and is a great example of everything that everyone's been talking about so far. UTCs are quite a new movement, set up by Lords Baker and Adonis 4 years ago now, the first of which was JCB Academy. And it's a new kind of academy, a new kind of school for 14 to 19-year-olds, which allow industry and employers to get directly engaged in education and to really tailor and steer education towards their own particular skills needs, their own particular industry needs. We're all, I'm sure, very aware of the growing skills gap within the construction industry, the increasing gap on the horizon within the industry. And this is a response to that. West Midlands Construction UTC is a chance for a whole group of employers, led by CITB and the University of Wolverhampton, to change the way we view education for construction within the West Midlands. The whole concept of a UTC, and particularly this one, West Midlands Construction UTC, is about meeting that specific need, is about making sure that for the young people in the West Midlands, where we know we have a really significant proportion of needs in that young age bracket, they require the specific skills, the specific knowledge, the specific experiences that are going to make them those competitive candidates for employment. At the same time, we have an industry which has, as we heard earlier, a huge amount of business going on in the West Midlands, which is struggling to recruit those bright young people. So we've got this incredible gap where we're desperate to recruit on one hand, and we've got a wealth of unemployed young people on the other hand. And this is that chance to respond to it, and this is the way in which the industry has approached that. Traditionally within education, construction has had a difficult reputation, I'd say. From my experience within secondary education over a number of years, construction has always been considered very bluntly as just the trades. And the trades then have been considered as appropriate only for those students who find the academic approach to education, the traditional modern secondary education system focused on academics. Construction is an alternative to that, and construction trades are an alternative to that, and attract those students, those students are directed towards those trade activities when they can't or won't access academic education. That is completely unfair, it's completely unreasonable, and it's completely wrong in my estimation. And this approach of taking construction industry and bringing it into education, allowing it to steer the direction of curriculum, allowing it to manage the experiences, get directly involved in the way in which our young people are learning, is a massive social value in this region and across the country in other UTCs. It's changing the way in which we're looking at education, not just within the UTC, but also within other schools who are now forced to consider construction in a different way and look at the massive wealth of opportunities and experiences, and the massive importance of not just the trades, but all of those skills and all of those employment opportunities. And also looking at it as more of a calling and less of a pushing for students and for our young people. And we're changing that, and we've got huge numbers of young people who are getting really enthusiastic about the opportunities that the UTC will present. So we're sponsored, as we heard earlier, we're sponsored by the University of Wolverhampton, and we're sponsored by CITB, but we've got a huge number of employer partners. Those employer partners are working closely with us. They're providing expertise for our students, so they'll come in, speak with our students, direct the projects that the students work on. They're providing a real-life context for their education. The university as well is providing some of that academic expertise from their lecturing team within the School of Architecture and Built Environment. And CITB provide us access to the whole of the industry. So we've got this real opportunity to make something absolutely outstanding for those young people and give them a really incredible head start into this industry. And there's a massive value. We're talking about being good is good for business, and there's a massive value for all of these companies getting involved in this. There is very definitely something in it for them. I know that at the end of that time, when my students are graduating from the UTC and they're leaving, I half expect to see a crowd of employers waiting at the school gates trying to sign them up and recruit them straight away. And that's great. That's exactly what we want. That's exactly what it's about. So the employers are directing that and getting directly involved in that education, and it allows them then to tailor exactly what we're doing to fit into exactly what they need. So I'll finish up very quickly just by talking a little bit more about what Ian was saying with regards to where we'll be. We are going to be at the Springfield Brewery. And this is it's a new sort of model for education by putting the university and the UTC, the school, right next to each other. It is going to be a single campus. There are going to be students from the UTC walking across and going into the university and experiencing life within the university. And there are going to be students from the university coming in and working with the students at the UTC. There are also going to be a whole host of other developments on that site related to construction. So there's going to be the industry, the business on that site, and we expect them to be walking across, obviously with particular restrictions because we're a school, but walking into the UTC and working with the students from employment, working with the university. And this grand collaboration centred in the heart of Wolverhampton, I think is really going to mean that there's a groundbreaking change in the way in which we're viewing construction education, particularly in the West Midlands, but then across the country. And that, I think, is, to me, a fantastic example of social value within construction. Thank you.